Welcome to Hops News, the trusted source in beer culture news. Here's your host, Jay Brew.
Hey, welcome to another episode of Hoppy Hour. Man, we got a great Tuesday night lined up for you folks out there in Viewerland. I stopped by the beer store today, and I know that's kind of odd. Picked up a great one. Sipping on the Viper.
Oh God, it blends in the back.
The Viper Room, yeah, it sure does. The Viper Room Dance Floor by Southern Range Brewing in Monroe, North Carolina. Phenomenal. Great beer. If you ever come across it, pick it up. It's a good one. So let's talk about what we're going to do tonight. We've got a great brewery. I believe she's probably tried to call there. Let me see if I can give her a call back just real quick. We got a great brewery that's going to join us. They're going to be on the line here in just a few minutes. Going to be Lady Justice Brewing out of Colorado would join us here in just a second. I'm going to talk about the great things they're doing through beer. Great organization. We've actually chatted up with a guy that's done some work with them out there in Denver. So looking forward to having Betsy on from Lady Justice Brewing, I believe the founder of the brewery. Yep. We're also going to do a bomber jacket giveaway. As always, not to disappoint, we've got Beer Aid, another fantastic...
Orange Kool-Aid is my life growing up.
We've got another fantastic bomber jacket giveaway this evening. We'll also talk a little bit about Hops News, and we'll also talk about the Patreon movement and maybe the beer collaboration we announced earlier this week. But before we get to all of that, let's go check in with Lucky. Lucky, how's things going on up there in Milwaukee, Wisconsin this evening?
It's good, man. It's been extremely hot, but today it's been raining all day, and it's been welcome because it has been like nonstop 95-ish here. So yeah, I mean, nothing new, nothing crazy. Hope you guys had a good 4th. So yeah, man, just living the game, I guess.
Awesome. What you sipping on up there, Lucky?
I am sipping on a Cream City Bricks. This is Enlightened Brewing here in Milwaukee. Their slogan, if you will, is "Drink it down and enlighten up." So that was pretty good. I just rated it on tap. Yeah, you guys are supposed to laugh at that, but it's fine. Don't worry about it. Yeah, that's it. I mean, not much else. It's pretty good though. It's a new one for me. Here in Milwaukee, it's hard to find a new beer that I haven't had, but it's the first. So, yeah,
awesome.
Big fan.
Awesome. Let's take it from Milwaukee, Wisconsin, to Mountain Home, Idaho, and check in with Mash the closer. Mash, how are things going out there in Idaho tonight?
My friends, my family. Business is a boomin', as they all say. Pretty good. I'm sipping on a little Western Collective. One of two of their collaborations of the Black is Beautiful. It's a Pina Colada hazy pale ale, and it tastes just like a pina colada, as though I should be sitting by the pool drinking this. However, Idaho has no pool. There is no pools. It's just cold rivers. But can't complain. It's been hot out, but spent some time in the mountains this past weekend, and much needed. I gotta say that right now. So I'm pumped. I'm ready to go. Lady Justice is going to be a really good one today. I stumbled upon them, and they do a lot of philanthropy just like we do. So pretty pumped to talk to them.
Yeah, that looks like a great brewery. A little bit that I was able to look into them. So looking forward to seeing what they are all about. And I did notice this past weekend you spent some time on the trails, man. You posted some phenomenal pictures, and if anybody's into backpacking and the great outdoors, they need to go give Mash a follow on Instagram, and he throws that out at the end of the show, because
yes,
definitely worth checking out those pictures.
I've been hiking some 12,000 footers, and I'm going up next weekend too to hike some more 12,000 footers. So a couple of the tallest mountains in Idaho, actually. Big hiker. So if you are into that kind of thing, I'm going to be having some really good photos coming out in the next couple of months.
Awesome. So take you back to the main view of us before we get things started.
What hat do you got on? I've been trying to figure it out.
That is a Hickory Crawdads. That's a Hickory Crawdads. What is it? A minor league team there in Hickory.
That's awesome.
Yeah, like a farm league. It's it was actually one of my birthday gifts for my daughter. She picked up a couple of hats for me the other week. So
what a good time.
Yeah, it's you can never have too many hats to do the show, as Mash and Lucky will both probably agree. It's always
the
bad.
same one every week.
Yeah.
So.
I have a rotation of various brewery hats. My wife's like, "Don't you have enough hats?" I'm like, "Woman,
yeah.
I never have enough."
Can never have
just
enough
beer.
hats.
I never have enough beer. Never have enough hats. It's an endless cycle. And baseball's coming back too, Jay. So what a good time to bust that hat on out.
Yeah, man. I see the schedule was released this week. I think the 24th starts gameplay, so it'll be a good. It's been kind of bittersweet, man. These summer days like this, there's a lot of time on Sundays where I'm half asleep, got a beer open next to me, and crashed out on the couch with a baseball game going in the background. So it's been a little bit tough. This summer, but man, I'm looking forward to it.
Need something to start up.
Yep.
Yeah. Basketball end of the month, baseball, hockey starts August 1st, and then that rolls us right into football season, baby. So it's a great time to be alive. We're finally getting some entertainment going.
Yeah, let's get out of this. Let's dig out of this hole and get back to normal somewhat.
Yes.
So before we get to Lady Justice Brewing, tag a friend, share this stream, however you're viewing it, whether it's through Facebook, Twitter, or YouTube. Go ahead and grab the link, share it. If you're in Facebook, share that thing in some beer groups or something. Let's get some attention on the feed, and let's get Dream Culture. Let's raise them some money, because they're the donation button tonight. And let's see if we've got Betsy. Let's see if she's in the green room and can hear us. Betsy, are you there?
I am.
Hey, thank you for joining us on your premiere of Hoppy Hour on Hops News. How's things going in Colorado this evening, afternoon?
It is so freaking hot here, and I spent most of the day out. We're re-landscaping our yard, and so I spent most of the day outside. So I'm happy to be inside, and I cracked open a beer so I could have a beer with y'all. So we're doing all right.
Yeah, that's awesome. So what's the beer you're drinking? We went around the room and discussed the beer we're drinking. What is it that you're sipping on out there?
Yeah, I am drinking Lady Justice beer. It's an India Pale Lager. It's a collaboration beer that we did with a local musician, and it's delicious. Yeah.
Yeah, that sounds delicious. I'm on a lager kick this summer, even though I'm drinking a pretty hazy IPA right now. If you throw a lager my way, it's not going to last too long. That is what I'm all about this summer. So, Betsy, tell us a little bit. We like to start things out with kind of your progression in beer. What was we started asking this recently? What was the first beer you remember drinking?
I'm from St. Louis, so the first beer I drank was probably a Bud Light. Oh, yeah. That was always around, but Budweiser products were always around. But the first craft beer that I drank, I moved to Denver to go to college, and somebody handed me a beer at a house party, and I think it was a Breckenridge Brewery. It was like a honey brown ale, and I thought it was super gross. And that was, but that was 20 years ago. And so what really got me into craft beer was Fat Tire, because that was what was around in Denver. That was the beer. Oh, and all the small towns
Jay
had
Brew's
it.
favorite beer, actually.
Yeah.
So I got a question.
Something in common.
How can you not like a brown ale? Which I agree, a brown ale is not very approachable. How can you like a brown ale, but you're gonna drink a Fat Tire and fall in love with it? And don't let those guys fool you. I'm not a fan of Fat Tire at all, but that's the brown ale. I can see that, and I can definitely appreciate that, because even today a brown ale is not anywhere close to the choice if I reach in the cooler.
So I like a brown ale at a very certain, like, I would not drink a brown ale in the summer, I don't think, but there was something about Fat Tire, and now it doesn't taste the way it used to. So they changed their recipe probably about, 5 or 6 years ago at least. So when I drank it, it was, if you can imagine a Belgian amber, that's what it would be like. And I don't know, it tasted so different from Bud Light that it was like, I was like, I can go in this direction. So I will say I do remember drinking a bottle of Sierra Nevada Pale Ale one time in St. Louis and being completely blown away by it. So if it helps, I do remember that I liked Sierra Nevada's Pale Ale more than I liked Fat Tire. But Fat Tire was everywhere in Denver. Yeah. So I lived in a tiny little town, a little mountain town, and that was what was available. It was either Bud Light or Coors Light or Fat Tire. So I went the Fat Tire route most of the time.
Yeah, I can definitely appreciate that.
I just so you know, this is lucky, Betsy. I love Fat Tire. Jay's slander on it has been a point of contention in our relationship thus far. So I'm on your side. I have nothing against it. Jay is just whatever.
Yeah.
You know me.
I mean, I love ambers. If you can do an amber right, I love ambers and ESBs. So I do like the maltier, browner side of beers. But I don't go looking for them all the time either. Yeah. I don't think they're my first choice, but I do really like them.
Yeah, that's.
But I don't like Fat Tire anymore. Whatever it is now.
Then it's just me.
Yes, Betsy, I want to reach through this microphone and give you a hug.
It really did. I think it was better 15 years ago. Honestly, I don't know what they did to it, but it's not the same beer.
Yeah.
I agree with that.
I was 10 at that point, so I haven't had it.
So, Betsy, the Bud Light, was it your dad's refrigerator, your uncle's, your grandpa's? What was the introduction to beer? I mean,
no. Yeah, none of them were big beer drinkers. My grandpa is Lebanese, so he drank this. Have you ever had ouzo, that Greek licorice? So the Lebanese version of that is called arak. And so he would sneak me little sips of that, which is probably, I think, what led me down. I really love bourbon and whiskeys. But my beer, Bud Light was there because when you played drinking games, that was the cheapest beer to play beer pong with. Yeah. And so that's what we drank because that's what you could play beer pong with, honestly.
Yeah. It was cheap and abundant. Yeah, for sure.
No, when you're like college first starting out, that's like what everybody's go to. It's like you can get like a 24 rack for $12 or something. It's great.
My high school best friend, Jenna, her mom used to buy us. She used to let us throw parties at her house, and she used to buy us booze for them. And she would always come back with like a rack of Bud Light and like a 12-pack of Bartles and James Fuzzy Navel.
Oh my gosh!
And
Nice.
That's a name I haven't heard in so long.
Oh yeah.
So I will say that I did not become a refined beer drinker until much later in life. So it did not start early for me. It was solely because I lived in Colorado.
Yeah, awesome. So just a reminder, bomber jacket giveaway is the Beer Aid bomber, which is really cool. I see that Lucky and Mash has already tried to get their name in the hat for that. That's going to be up for grabs. Dream Culture is the nonprofit of the episode with the donation button set up there. Like always, if you want to be entered in the drawing, the random drawing, the very random drawing that Lucky has yet to win is the only way you're going to be entered into that is the only way you're going to be entered into that is to make a donation. So drop some change, put some coins in the bucket, put some dollars in the bucket, because I will tell you what I know of Dream Culture, they definitely deserve whatever it is that you can give away tonight to them, because it's a great cause, great organization, supported by an amazing brewery. And through beer, right, this is what it's all about. So, Betsy, tell us a little bit about the start of Lady Justice Brewing and how that became a thing, going from Bud Light to Fat Tire to kind of the IPAs, the pale ales of Sierra Nevada. Where was the moment that you were like, I need to do this?
I spent 2 years after graduating from graduate school. I moved. I went to graduate school in Dallas, and I moved back to Denver after I graduated. And I spent 2 years serving as an AmeriCorps Vista, which is a volunteer program. It's kind of, people describe it as like a domestic Peace Corps. So I worked with a group of people, and we did fundraising and capacity building for a local Denver nonprofit. And it was a really cool nonprofit, but it was in the middle of the recession and there was no money. Like, all of the grant money had dried up. All of our donors had stopped giving because they were having to save their own money, and our jobs were just really hard. So it was just so hard to raise money for this organization that should have been an easy organization to raise money for. And so we, as AmeriCorps Vistas, you live, you get paid the poverty rate in the city in which you serve. So we were all making, there was 5 of us who worked at this nonprofit, and we were making about $10,000 a year. And so when we could scrounge together enough money to go buy beers, like, we knew where the best happy hours in town were. We would go to this brewery and we would buy beers, and we just talk about how much our job sucks. And so we,
Sounds familiar.
Sounds like my life.
Yeah, right.
I can.
Yeah,
that sounds me like every day. Yes.
Yeah, we've all been there. And so at some point, Jen, who is one of my AmeriCorps Vista coworkers, she said, like, look around. Like, we are in the middle of a recession, and every single person here, this is a packed brewery. Every single person here has chosen to spend their money on beer. And why is it that people will save and spend beer money, but not money to nonprofits? Like, why can't their beer money go to help nonprofits? And so that was the spark of the idea. And to be honest, we were pretty tipsy, and I don't really remember much about, like, at the time, it wasn't that I was like too drunk to remember, but just like at the time, none of us thought it was an idea that was going to go anywhere. But Kate, who is the third co-founder of Lady Justice, she remembered it, and it stuck with her. And she and Jen both left Colorado for a little bit to go to law school. And when they came, when Kate was in law school, she had to draw up a business plan for a business law class that she was in. And she was like, hey, do you guys mind if I try out that brewery, philanthropic brewery idea for this class? And I was like, yeah, sure. Like, I don't even remember talking about this. Go for it. And she came back and she was like, listen, I actually think this is a good idea. I'm getting a ton of great feedback. And so that's when we started taking it seriously. That was 2014. And then we spent 2 years, business plan, fundraising, all that stuff. And we opened and served our first beers in 2016 with this idea that 100% of our profits over cost could be donated to Colorado nonprofits that support women and girls. So that was the start of it, 2016. We were in this tiny little 300 square foot room because we didn't know if this idea was going to work or not. There were not mission driven philanthropic breweries that we could find. So we didn't even know if this would be successful. We didn't have a tap room because we only had $20,000 to try this out. And so we rented this tiny little room and did a membership model, which is much more common today, but at the time nobody had heard of it, where you buy, you buy a membership and you get beer once a month. Nobody was doing that either. So we really had no idea if this was going to work. Like, we were either going to crash and burn. And then I remember the first day that sales opened up for that membership and they just came rolling in. And I was like, oh, okay, I guess this is a good enough idea that we can stick with it. And now it's 2020 and we just opened our first tap room and 7-barrel brew house. So,
oh wow, nice.
So it's working.
That's awesome. Yeah, that's got to be. I mean, if you brew it, they will come, right?
Yeah,
I think that's how the quote goes.
Yeah, that's exactly how it happens.
Well, I feel kind of like a kindred spirit here, almost, right?
Yes.
We're on a journey ourselves. It's like, what if we just cover breweries that are doing philanthropic efforts in their communities? Maybe if we continue to push this ball down the road and we continue to try to raise money through beer and what beer is doing amazing in communities, we're kind of on that same road. And interestingly enough, we just started like a subscription-based model ourselves that has been...
I think it's the way to go.
Yeah, it has been, I'll be honest with you, just in the few weeks that we've had it, it has been beyond my expectations after year one, to be honest with you.
100%.
Our Patreon members and our Hops News family members have been nothing short of amazing at their generosity for helping us get the little bit of money that we have been able to raise. And I will tell you, for us here recently, we've actually engaged a great person to redesign our website for us. So this is something for us. So Hops News has been around since about 2016 ourselves. Kind of sputtered at the start. Over the past year, steam has really picked up for us with Mash, Lucky, and Hoppy now involved, and now we're producing 2 episodes a week, doing a live stream and reaching out to try to feature breweries like yourself. So I can definitely, we've got a lot in common in what we're trying to accomplish, so I can appreciate what it is that you're doing.
100%, yes.
Well, good. Yeah, congrats. That's great. And yeah, I think it's, especially now during like COVID, I mean, we had our tap room, our lease on our new tap room went into effect on March 15th, and Colorado shut down on March 18th. And so everybody was, rightfully so, everybody in town was freaking out, every brewer, every bar. And we were able to be like, oh, we already know how to do to-go beer and online sales. It's all we've ever done before. So it was easy for us to pivot and go back to our membership model during the first couple months of COVID. So being sort of scrappy and nimble at the beginning has really helped us stay afloat today. And I think the subscription model, I don't know why more people don't do it, and I think it's growing. I mean, when we were researching all this stuff in 2014, there were, I think, maybe 2 other breweries who existed solely to be philanthropic, and we could not find a single brewery in Colorado that was doing a membership or subscription type model. And now it's pretty normal to hear of a subscription for a brewery.
Right.
It doesn't mean that everybody does it, but at least like, even mug clubs and stuff like that, like make a lot more sense right now.
Yeah.
And so I think it's growing. And then, I mean, beer as a culture, at least in Denver, is very philanthropic. So we didn't invent breweries giving money to things. That had always been around. So there's tons of breweries that give lots of money every year in Colorado and do a ton of great work. So we were able to work it wasn't out of the realm of possibility for people to imagine a brewery doing this. We just had never had anybody do it. That wasn't the reason why anybody existed before. And now we're finding that more and more people are starting to think in that way. So social enterprise is on the rise right now. And I think it's amazing what you guys are doing. And I'm glad that the Patreon is working because it's so easy. Like I think the reason why like Patreons work and the reason why our subscription model works is because people buy it online, so you can capture them while they're doing whatever they're doing. They're at home, they're at work, they're sitting on their phone. They don't have to make the decision to leave the house and go to a brewery and pay you money for beer, right? All they have to do is make a decision to click a button. And then later on, at least at Lady Justice, they pick up their beer later on, right?
Yeah.
So you can capture people in the moment, and you have an opportunity to tell a really cool story or to motivate people or to get them involved, like with Dream Culture. They were our June nonprofit that we gave money for. So we were able to get people to say, oh, hey, like, Dream Culture is really cool. I do want to support them, and I love Lady Justice, so I'm just going to go order some beer online really quick. So it's much easier to do that and tell that story than to just try to get people to randomly walk in your door off the street and buy a bunch of beer.
Our thing is we drink because we care, so to speak, and it's so much easier to just you pick up beer, like you said, and it goes to a great cause, and you can go home and enjoy it from the safety of your house. I mean, there's something lost, like having a tap room is nice as well, but like you said, like click of a button, you pick it up, it gets delivered to you. It's just too easy, too convenient, and a lot of breweries really, I've seen them do to-go models, and hopefully that's something that really sticks around because I personally love it.
Yeah. So let's.
And a lot of laws changed to make it happen very quickly. Like COVID sucks, and if I had to choose between it happening and not happening, I would obviously choose not happening. But the silver lining for beer, at least in Colorado, is that there are some antiquated beer laws that were written during Prohibition that have now been thrown out the window, and I don't see them ever getting reinstated, right? So
and it's like one of those things that, it's a bad situation, but out of a bad situation comes some good. You got to find the good and the bad, and this just happens to be one of those situations.
Yeah. So before we get into Dream Culture and what they're about, let's thank those that have given to Dream Culture and donated during the episode, and starting things off with Lucky, Mash, Brad Eldred Smith, who's a very giving man, also one of our Hops News family Patreon members. So appreciate you, Brad. Hoppy, obviously, she's a one-night trick pony down there in Florida. So she hasn't been on a Tuesday night episode with us, but she'll be back Thursday. Hoppy, appreciate your support there. And look
Chris
at that.
From Bottle Share.
Chris from Bottle Share. Chris from Bottle Share is hitting up that donate button. Chris, we appreciate you, and we're looking forward to that collaboration where we can raise some money for you at a later time. So
I'm looking forward to seeing Chris on Saturday.
Yeah, Lucky's going to go up and see Chris on Saturday at their beer release up there in Milwaukee with Mobcraft Brewing up there. So another brewery doing amazing things in their community. Yes, Hoppy reminds us that the BS laws that came from Prohibition Thursday on Beer School. So tune in. Hoppy's on our other co-host, Betsy, Hoppy Mommy down in Orlando, Florida, is doing a beer school in the series is about Prohibition. So it's a pretty interesting series, and it sounds like Thursday she's going to talk about some of the laws that came from it. So, great information. Great information, and we appreciate those that have given to Dream Culture tonight. If you're able to,
that's awesome.
You're going to be entered in the drawing. Drop some change in that bucket. Come on, folks. Last week we hit an episode high of over $200 for an episode that we raised. So we've got some big shoes to fill for Dream Culture tonight. So hit up that donation button for them. Betsy, tell us what Dream Culture is all about. Tell the viewers what Dream Culture does and how you guys work with them.
Yeah, Dream Culture is based in Denver, and they, but I believe they work with kids all over the country. But they work with middle school, high school students, basically to show them ways in which they can improve their lives, and so that it's so interesting. It's so multifaceted. The more I learn about them, the more impressed I become. So they have a program where they teach these teenagers about what does it mean to have to go out and get a job and get an apartment, and how do you budget, how do you do that stuff. And then they have a program where they go out and they take kids to different companies and just be like, here's a job that you can have, right? Like, so Carla, who works for Dream Culture, was telling me that a lot of their kids in the program had no idea that like an architect was a job. Like they just had never thought about like, oh, the house that I live in was built by somebody and designed by somebody, and the buildings that I go to were designed by somebody. So they took these kids on a tour of dream like mansions in Denver, and the kids who are in that program who are in college today, they're freshmen right now, 4 of them are in an architecture major, right? So like,
that's awesome.
Right? It's so freaking cool. And then they have this other program where they're like teaching kids about like how do you buy a car? How do you budget to purchase one? But then how do you budget for gas? And how do you learn how to fix cars? So they want people to help like donate cars so that kids can learn more about like being more reliant.
For sure.
And then they have a program about outdoor education. So the founder, Ty, he loves fishing and hunting. So he takes these kids who primarily stay in city limits and who don't, even though Colorado has just such great access to outdoors.
Gorgeous out there.
Not everybody gets to experience it. And so his goal is to say, like, I'm going to teach these kids how to hunt and how to fish. So he's all about self-reliance, and he has set up this nonprofit to teach kids in all sorts of different facets. Like, hey, I'm going to teach you how to dream bigger and better for your life, but then I'm also going to give you the tools to get there. And it's just, Ty and Carla are both just like wonderful, wonderful humans, and I'm just like so happy. We sponsored them as our like giving in June, so we were able to give them about $2,000 at the end of the month from our profits, and I think they're moving in across the street from us. I hope that happens. They had their eye on a building that's released across the street, so hopefully this will turn into sort of a lifelong partnership with Dream Culture and Lady Justice.
For sure. That's incredible. Like, these are all life skills that, you think we should all kind of be taught that we really kind of aren't. Mm-hmm. So that's awesome that somebody's really taking it up and teaching these things. It can't be stated enough, man. Mm-hmm. The kids are there. Yeah. They are our future, so it's awesome that they're doing that stuff.
Yeah. And they're hurting right now because of COVID. Summer camp was a big part of their programming, and they have about 1,100 kids, they told me, in their programs every year, and they miss them. Ty was just saying, he's like, the thing that sucks the most about COVID is I just miss seeing my kiddos and being able to hang out with them and talk to them. So they're missing programming this summer, but they're also like missing out on some really important, relationships with each other. So as much money as people can give to just help them stay afloat during this really crappy time is awesome.
Yeah, that is teaching kids those lessons and seeing them move on to achieve those dreams. that's invaluable. I don't care how much money it takes to make that happen. That's invaluable and needs to happen more often. So Dream Culture is a nonprofit, folks. Hit that donation button, tag your friend, share us in your favorite nonprofit group, your favorite beer group. Do something to kind of spread the word and get the word out for Dream Culture. Help them get outside of their city and their state that they're in, and spread that word for us. So Betsy, before we let you go, because we've had you on for much longer than we ever anticipate already, if the three of us were to walk in and belly up to your bar in the tap room, what is the first thing you're going to pour for us?
Okay, I can do this.
I know it's not easy. Most people are like, can I have six choices?
She's like, everything.
Well, yeah. So, but now I've learned about your drinking habits, right? So I know I'm gonna pour. Might pour an ESB for Lucky. Was Lucky the one who loved satire?
Oh yeah,
that is it.
Yeah. We have an ESC on draft that is truly, I can brag about it all day long because I didn't brew it. Our brewer, Amy, brewed it, and it's just like, it's freakishly good. And then our lager is delicious, and then we have a new hazy IPA that is actually, I'm not a big hazy person, but this thing is like out of the ballpark. It's with cashmere and strata hops, and it's just like the most delightful summer beer ever. So I know that's 3 beers, but I think each of you would enjoy those based off of what I've learned over the last half an hour.
First of all, so
yeah, I mean, if you pour us 3 when we just asked for 1, we're going to drink all 3 for you.
Well, listen, if you get Kate, if you get my co-founder Kate as your beer tender that day, she'll just pour you large samples of everything and not charge you anything. It's a really terrible secret, but like she just loves. She loves.
No,
what was that name again for the people? Can you
her name is Kate. She'll be there this weekend.
Awesome.
I'm about 12 hours from Denver, so I've been trying to get out that way. So I know where my
just
first stop's going to
so
be.
it's perfect.
Yeah. Our take is we just want people to feel happy, and we want beer to be accessible when they're around us. So we actually pour quite a few samples to make sure that people get what they love.
Yeah, I love that. I've got a motto: if more people would just shut the hell up, drink beer, and hug each other, this world would be a lot better place.
Yeah.
So, sounds like my kind of place. As a matter of fact, we can have a GABF on our radar. Obviously, it won't happen this year, but if we make it out there to Denver for GABF next year, we're stopping into Lady Justice Brewing, and we're going to take you up on that offer for some healthy pours.
Yes, healthy samples will definitely come your way.
Awesome. Betsy, we definitely appreciate your time tonight. And I will tell you from the bottom of my heart, thank you for what you're doing for Dream Culture, because more people like you need to help more organizations like that to help people that wouldn't have the opportunities otherwise. That is,
absolutely.
That is, I don't know how, if people don't do things like that, I don't know how they fall asleep at night and feel like they've accomplished something. It's just such a special thing to be a part of when you can provide people like that. Hoppy is watching down there in Orlando. She dropped some links in the chat because she's like that for us. DreamCultureUSA.org and LadyJusticeBrewing.com. Hit those links up. She's dropping Instagram. She's dropping Facebook pages. She's dropping all of that. So,
thank you.
Yeah, so hit those up. Follow those organizations. If you can't give tonight, this link, this video, this episode will be up for, we hope, years to come. Come back later and hit that donation button. It'll still be there. We've noticed a few of our videos, those donations grow over the week, so don't hesitate. If tonight's not a good night for you, don't hesitate to come back when it is, because it's a great organization. DreamCultureUSA.org is a place to start to learn a little bit more about them. Betsy, we truly appreciate your time and very thankful for what you're doing for those people in Denver.
100%. Thank you.
Yeah, thanks y'all for what you're doing. It's not hard to be good and spread some good cheer in the world. So
we're all in this world together. So
yep. Yeah.
Especially when you have a beer in your hand, Betsy. I mean,
Right. Makes it so much
Really
easier.
not hard
yeah,
then.
makes us so
It's
much
really not
easier.
hard.
Yeah. So Betsy, what's kind of what's your parting shots? Where can people find Lady Justice, and what are some things that maybe you haven't said that you'd like to get out there for the viewers to hear?
Well, I mean, just, we're in Aurora. We're at East Colfax and Dayton. If you're in the area and you haven't checked us out, come on by. But really, just go to your local brewery and just buy a shitload of beer and give them a lot of love. Everybody really needs it right now.
Love that.
Everybody needs it.
Man, that is selfless service right there, folks. It doesn't even matter where you're at. Just go buy a shitload of beer from your local brewery. That is that is great. Yeah.
Yeah.
Appreciate you, Betsy.
It helps you and it helps them. Yeah, thanks, y'all.
Yeah, thank you. That is great words of wisdom right there.
Cheers, Betsy.
Cheers. Have a good night, Betsy.
Cheers, y'all. You too.
Wow. That is just, man, I will tell you, that is beer, man. People are so selfish. She's just like, I don't even care where the hell you buy beer from.
You don't even
just
realize that, like, the craft beer community, man, like the things that we're showing, everybody is we're one of the best communities because we just are so focused on other people. And that's what makes it great, is we're so willing to help out even across the country. And that's what really makes what we're doing, what breweries like Lady Justice are doing, what Bottle Share is doing. Like, we're all in this together and we get to drink some good ass beer out of it. So
man, if you had the pleasure of hearing Betsy say that live, and you didn't reach down and donate to Dream Culture, you're missing it entirely. That's somebody that just, I mean, puts other people above herself, obviously.
Or even just share it. Even just share it. You know, you never know who's going to be into this.
Tag your friends,
even if you don't like beer. So
do something.
Great.
That's
things
pretty
are
amazing.
happening.
That's pretty amazing. I will tell you, there's nobody more lucky than us. Outside of Lucky,
well,
because he's lucky.
Say, I don't know about that.
There's nobody more lucky than us to be able to talk to people like this on twice a week, man. I don't know how we get so lucky, but I will tell you one way we get that lucky is by family members like Dave Radke. There just popped in on us, and Corey, another recent family member, joined us this week. Without people like you two, we probably wouldn't have made it this far, because my wife was getting tired of just paying for a shitty website that wasn't getting no traction. So
just getting the word out there any way possible, you know. We definitely makes the dream work, baby.
Yeah, we definitely appreciate people like you guys. And if you didn't hear, we broke off on our website adventure to design a website. Look for it sometime end of September, we hope. So got some good things coming.
Website.
Yeah, it'll be pretty awesome, I think. So up next is beer news or hops news. What do you have out there, Mash? Let's go check in with Mash first for some hops news.
All right. I feel like there we go. There's the music. I needed it. You know, that's how I know my intro. I'm getting my papers ready. Brooklyn Brewery out in New York. They have teamed up, and they are going to work with. They've started a Michael Jackson fund for brewers and distillers. Now, that's not to be confused with the singer Michael Jackson, who was incredible in his own right. This is a famous brewer distiller, Michael Jackson, and what they're going to do is they're going to fund scholarships for predominantly people of color that are within the industry, whether it's brewing or whether it's distilling. They're looking to fund a more dynamic future for the industry. Every scholarship gets matched. Everybody who applies and gets a scholarship, I should say, they get matched with a mentor, with a peer. So you apply for the scholarship, you get it, you get paired with somebody who's really going to teach you the ropes of the brewing, the distilling industry, which is really great because maybe somebody who really wants to get in on this but doesn't know how to start, or they don't have the money. This is exactly what that's for. The Brewing Scholarship is named after Sir Jeff Palmer, who is a professor, and in 1998 he won he was named the American Society of Brewing Chemists awarded him the Distinction Award, which is essentially the Nobel Peace Prize for brewing, which is a pretty big deal. And so starting July 15th, scholarships are going to be live. They're going to be taking donations. And if you're looking to reach out and kind of help out, look more at that, look up the Brooklyn Brewery out of New York City. They just started it, announced it yesterday. So a lot of the great things are coming. You know, we have Pink Boots. Now we got another fund to really help people in the brewing industry.
Yeah, that's a great piece there, and we'll come back to me here real quick. So I read an article on NPR today. The title of it was "What Beer Sales Tell Us About the Recession." It's kind of interesting. Beer sales in the stores are up 11%, which is probably no surprise. But what most people don't realize is that these tap rooms, as Betsy talked about, rely on about 40% of their sales. So when that number is shut down, and now all they're getting is a 10% to 11% increase in stores, not very good things will happen. So I will say, find your local brewery. All these guys are doing curbside. Some of them are doing deliveries. Some of them are doing a little bit of both. Find that local brewery and cut out the middleman. Stop by their location and buy some damn beer. I know it's tough. I know it's not always easy. I know it's very convenient to do it in a store. But cut that middleman out, let them get the profits that they can get, and go buy the beer from the brewery, because they definitely need it. And if you're like anything like Florida, North Carolina, Idaho, you've seen kind of a pullback from progressing to phase 3 of opening, so these breweries can invite people back to their tap rooms. So they're definitely in need of it. Take the extra time to go buy them from the tap and help those folks out, because they are going to be struggling. I will tell you, I know not many people want to talk about it in this time and what we talk about on this show, but there will be breweries that close because of this pandemic. There will be big breweries that end up closing because of this pandemic. It's just how things are going to sort themselves out. But you can do your part to go support those local breweries by buying direct from their tap room, because that is where they really make their margins, and cut out that middleman. Sales are up in stores, but their sales at the tap room are down substantially. So that is, I think we're getting close to being there. Let's talk about some of our upcoming episodes. I think MASH has got a... Lucky, do you have anything for beer news out there before we go to the upcoming episodes?
Other than, I sent you guys a link right before we got on. This is totally like not going to be the same vibe at all. I don't know if you even want me to bring it up, but did you see Burger King came out with a beer today, I think?
Oh, yeah. No, it's fine. Yeah, that's right. Yeah, let's talk about that.
The BK Lounge is going to a whole new level.
Yeah.
I mean, I can eat Burger King without getting sick off their food. I think they should figure that out before they release a beer. That's just me. But I think I'm gonna blog that one because it just is mind-boggling. Do people actually go? Well, I don't know. I'm sure people do go to Burger King, but I can't even tell you the last time I was there. The fact that they released a beer today, good for them, I guess. I'm in no rush to get it.
Everybody's getting on the action.
Yeah, everybody's getting on the beer action. The beer action is kind of slowing. The overall beer market is not growing as fast as it used to. But you're going to start to see these late guys, like these monsters of companies like Burger King and McDonald's. They're now going to start scratching for every little bit of it that they can. So it's going to be pretty interesting. We're going to see a lot of that, though. I think you're probably even going to see some other beverage companies that try to get in this brewing space before too long. Some large beverage companies that haven't entered that space before. So it should be interesting.
So the only thought that I had that would be a positive, because I believe it's non-alcoholic. The beer that they released is non-alcoholic. But But if you could like, if they give that out with like Happy Meals, then that would be something cool. I could get behind that. Can you imagine being a little kid and like getting a beer with your Happy Meal? Or I don't know what they're called.
Sorry, we accidentally put a nice little stout in there.
That would be pretty fun. I mean, it's non-alcoholic, right? So that's, I don't know. That was the only thought that I had behind it. But yeah, that was my beer news of the day.
It's going to be cool to be Lucky's kid.
It's not alcoholic. It's not. I am like 97% sure it's not alcoholic.
Yeah, so that's awesome.
That's what he's gonna tell his wife. Look, I'm pretty sure it's not alcoholic. Just roll with it, okay?
Why is the kid like rolling around on the ground? I was positive it wasn't alcoholic. So.
Yeah. So, Mash, who do we have lined up for coming up episodes? You've got quite the list here, and I will tell you, people that this may be their first time tuning in, Mash the Closer is for a reason. Betsy can probably agree with this. If Mash slides into your DMs, you're coming on an episode. I don't care how bad you want to resist, you're going to end up on an episode. Mash, who you got lined up for us coming up here recently?
So, so we are, for Thursday nights, we're booked all the way to September. And I'm already booking like our Oktoberfest or Halloween episodes, which I'm wicked pumped about. Tuesdays, we're even booked into August now as far as Tuesdays go. So this coming Thursday, we have Dave who is with Running with Beer. Tuesday of next week, we have Danny coming from Beers Giving, which they do a lot of really, really good work. If you have a chance, check out Beers Giving. Then next Thursday, the 16th, we have Baxter Brewing out of Maine, which is one I'm very familiar with. If you've listened to our previous episodes, Maine, Boston, those are my stomping grounds. So to have somebody coming from my roots, that's going to be pretty exciting. July 21st, we have Bryant from Full Pour Media, who has actually worked with Betsy. He's going to be coming on. Then we are going to have Kenny Gold from Hop Culture Mag coming on that same week on Thursday, which Hop Culture Mag, if you haven't checked it out, a lot of great things coming out of there. July 28th, we actually have a Canadian brewery coming on. Block 3 Brewing from Ontario, Canada is going to be joining us. So we're not going quite international on a Sunday, but we're going international on a Tuesday, and I'm here for it. And then, so that's kind of like our July. After that, we have Tripping Animals, Well-Being's coming on, Shipyards coming on. So pretty much no brewery's too big, no brewery's too small. If you want to see them on, you let me know, you let one of us know, and I guarantee you I will find a way if I have to go knock on their brewery door myself and get them on. They're coming on an episode.
Yeah,
just let Mash know. He'll get everybody.
He'll get them hooked up. Reminder, Bomber Jacket giveaway tonight is the Beer Aid Bomber Jacket. It's a great one. Drop in a donation in that bucket for a great organization out there in Denver, Dream Culture, well deserving of any donation that you can drop. If you can't do it tonight, come back tomorrow. Come back on Friday when the paycheck hits and drop a deuce in that thing. Drop a few $100 in that thing, man. They would definitely appreciate it.
If you can't, just share, subscribe. That's what I'm gonna tell. If you can't, if you're in a spot, we understand. Share, subscribe, because you never know who's out there in your friends list that you haven't seen or talked to in a long time that might be into this. So let's get the word out.
Somebody will do it. So as you know, we've changed our 2-hour marathon Hoppy Hour on Thursday nights to an hour on Tuesday and an hour on Thursday. We're at the same location, same time, 8 p.m. Eastern, Facebook, YouTube, and Twitter. Speaking of YouTube, please go subscribe to us on YouTube. We're stuck at like 58, 59, 62.
We're at 62. We're at 62.
We're stuck at 62 subscribers. Just to help get us over the hump. And we're we're a long ways from being able to make a cent on YouTube.
This isn't even about the money. This is just out and helping people who need it.
Yeah, we just want to get our custom URL up on YouTube just to secure that. So we need 100 subscribers. Help get us there. Follow, like, share Hops News, Facebook, YouTube, and Twitter. It's not very difficult to find us at Hops News. Anywhere, you'll find us there. keep an eye out for our website. It's in the works, and it's pretty exciting.
It'd be pretty sweet.
I'll have to say. And the music had stopped, but I'd be amiss not to mention our background music for today, being Charlie Daniels. Man, what a legend. And I will tell you that is all over the place that our music is on Hops News. That's just what it's like to be in my truck. It's all over the place. It's Tupac one day, it's Charlie Daniels the next. But I will tell you, music icons are music icons, and when they go away, especially as long as some of these guys on that we featured, it's tough. Definitely Charlie left his mark in country music, so thinking about that, and it's kind of interesting how people go. If anybody is a Charlie Daniels fan, will know probably it's only been a few weeks, maybe a month ago, that Charlie Daniels' daughter was killed in a car accident. So they say the broken hearts can take people. So it's pretty interesting that he recently passed away this week. I think it was yesterday, actually. So pretty interesting how that works, but he's been playing in the background. I'm sure we'll have somebody else next week. Let's go check in with Lucky. Lucky, parting shots. Where can people find you? Lucky's got a pilot project, a pilot episode that's uploaded to Dropbox that we all have to download on this side of the screen and provide some critiques to. But man, I cannot wait until Lucky's producing these episodes for you folks.
I'm super excited for you guys to watch it. I'm not sure where we're going to be putting that. I want to blog the pilot episode if it gets greenlit. So look for that. I also will be. I'll also be hopefully doing some stuff this weekend up at Mobcraft. I will for sure be in attendance at their Believe in Beer. Sorry, I almost said Beer is Beautiful. I would have been Black is Beautiful. Beer, Believe in Beer combo. Beer, but yeah. So look for that. I'm going to be putting some stuff up there. On social, you can find me at luckman.nick on Instagram. That's really the only one that I use. You can slide in my DMs here on Facebook. Other than that, I wanted to ask you guys a question. Is Devil Went Down to Georgia? That's like top 5 probably karaoke song of all time? That was my go-to. I'd agree with that.
Yeah. Yeah,
I would say it has to be like top 5. I know every single
I'm
word
a fan
to that
of
song.
tequila.
That one's really easy.
Yeah.
That one's a really easy one to get behind. But rip Charlie Daniels. Love that. Love country. That's it. My beer that I'm drinking now, also, I opened a new one. Shout out Brad. I don't know if he's still here, but I am drinking the double fruited mango banana strawberry. It is absolutely delicious. Awesome. This is my last one from our beer exchange. So if you're not a part of the Hops News family, get in there, and I will. I would love to exchange beer with you. But yeah, look at the color on this thing. It's it looks like mango.
Wow.
Juice.
It was delicious too. It was very
so
delicious
good.
too.
It's so good.
That's awesome. And Lucky, you're gonna join us for some live from on location segments this weekend, right? You're gonna do some broadcasting live up there during that beer release. I got the okay from Mobcraft today to be able to shoot whatever content I want while I'm there and possibly afterwards. So if Feeling Lucky gets greenlit, we may or may not be doing a episode of that there on location on Saturday. If not, we'll see. We'll see what else happens. I can probably come up with something that I'll be doing there. Awesome. Yeah, man, we definitely appreciate your work up there in Milwaukee, Wisconsin. That is kind of where it started. Let's check in with MASH out there in Mountain Home, Idaho. MASH, what's your parting shots and where can people find you?
Oh, man. Well, you can find me on Twitter. You can find me on Instagram at Matthew Tyler. If you are into beer, Legos, hiking, my Instagram's the place to be. I'm telling you what. That said, if there's ever a brewery, a nonprofit, anybody that you want featured on this show, my DMs are wide open. Slide on in. It's like a slip and slide in those DMs. Get in there. Brad hooked me up with Sean from Pontoons, so I've been in touch with them. They get on in there. You can find me even on Facebook. And yeah, Parting Shots. Hoppy and I have started our own side project as well. This is like when the band, grows big and then everyone starts their side projects, but we're still the core. That's what this is. And so we have a Hops Geek news that we recently actually just filmed our pilot for yesterday, and it's our origin stories, because every good superhero's got an origin story, so be on the lookout for that. And if you, like Lucky said, you want to get some good ass beer, get into our Hops News family. We've had so many beer exchanges going out. I am telling you, Tennessee has some great beers, places that you never would expect. All you gotta do is just get in there, get some good beer, and you can enjoy the same beers we drink here with us at home. So hopefully see you there.
Awesome. We'll go back to the three of us. Hops News, as I said, you can find us anywhere. Google @Hops News and see what pops up. Like us, subscribe to us, follow us, do whatever, share us. Hey, speaking of subscribing, create an email address for your dog and subscribe him to our YouTube channel, or her to our YouTube channel. It'll work. Trust me. My daughter subscribed, and she asked me the other day, Daddy, why am I subscribed to Hops News on YouTube? Because we need you. We need you, and we need more of
My
you.
dog asked me the same thing yesterday. What is this Hops News?
My dog wants something to listen to while I'm at work, so I subscribed to the Hops News.
Yes.
That's how it works.
Yes. Beer collaboration. We have to mention beer collaboration because, man, I am so excited for this. Beer collaboration with Common Law Brewing, Bottle Share, and Bomber Jacket, folks. This is going to be serious. You've got to be a part of the Hops News family. Google Hops News Patreon. You'll see how to join the family member. I will tell you, there's only 3 spots left to the Sip of Sunshine level. Not many left. We'll start to, hopefully next Tuesday maybe, we'll have another Sip of Sunshine member on as a co-host. That'll be a good spot for them. We'll get one of those lined up. Some great opportunities for the Sip of Sunshine. But if not, hit that PBR level up. That is easy. Yes, Dave. We appreciate you for being subscribed too, man. We hope to get you on to do a co-host spot here shortly with us and share some of your wealth. I will tell you, if you're not watching Lucky's feed real close and that lightning storm he's got going on in the background, that's pretty amazing, man.
I should have left the windows closed in case we have anybody that
That's Mother Nature telling you to
flashing going on.
Yeah, that's awesome. Hey, I appreciate everybody joining us. It's been a great night. Definitely like us, share us, follow us, help spread our word. As you see, the Facebook group is growing substantially because we're spending some money that we're getting off of the Patreon movement. And as we know, that's the only way you can grow on Facebook without being shared and followed and liked and all that sort of thing. Appreciate you joining us. We'll see you Thursday night, 8 p.m.
Cheers,
right
everybody.
Here. Cheers. Have a
Cheers.
good night.
And after show, right after this, I'll be on.
Oh, yeah. Oh, we almost forgot. After show, Zoom after show. We're hitting it right now. We'll see you guys soon.
You got to be a part of the Hops News family.
Yeah, you got to be a part of the Hops News family.
A couple minutes. You get the invite.
I'll be on.
I won't be on. I'm running across America. So I got to
I'm just getting warmed up, so I'll be on.
Yep, I'll be on. See you guys soon. Cheers.
Peace.
Cheers.